When your children are crying uncontrollably, remember that they haven't learned how to control themselves when they're in a low state. As a matter of fact, most adults haven't. That's why they're acting the way they're acting. That's why we refer to porn and alcohol and drugs and blaming and gaslighting, because as children we were never taught how to control our mind. My little girl was crying, and the longer I leave her there, the more I'm teaching her that she doesn't have the ability to control that cry. I pick her up and I tell her, like, hey, look, you're 2 years old, you're learning how to control your mind, how to control your emotions. And yes, they do understand this on some level. Comments like, they're not going to understand that at that age. It's like, well, a baby doesn't know how to walk, but they start walking. They understand the concept. You don't wait until they're adults and then try to teach them this when they've already lost control. They just don't believe that they have the ability to control their state because they're so addicted to a low state, because you left them crying every time that they needed you, right? Your children need you when they are crying. Do not leave them crying. So this leaving them in the crib and crying, you're only teaching them that they can't depend on something higher than them, and they're forced to depend on themselves too early in life. Be there for them. They're in that crying state. Don't victimize them. Explain to them what's going on within them, and they understand the logic and they stop crying immediately. And you will notice how they're going to start to gain more control of themselves when their state is low.